Slide her on in there. Pew. Peace and love to all the guys and goddesses and the high vibrate species on the planets. What it is, what it do, good people, man. Come on in. What's happening? What's up with it? What y'all doing? What y'all doing? We good? What's up, y'all? How we living, man? What y'all doing? I chill it. I doing good. I doing well. I doing very well. Welcome back to the channels. If you new, welcome. It's good to see you. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button for me if you will. No pressure, of course. Welcome to the Realm of the Monsters. This is Academy 7. I am your host, 7. You know what I'm talking about? I am the 7. You feel me? Shichi. We in here. We in here. Okay? So, we have SCP-3001. And yes, that means we do have numerology today. So, and it's the red reality. That's low vibrational energy. In a sense, it's the red chakra. A lot of people are stuck in it. And we also have a red sun. The red giant. Which is turned white. And it's busting out there. I would say I hope you're staying cool, but listen, it's going down. So I'm out there drinking photons like it's OJ again. You know what I mean? It is what it is, bro. It is what it is at this point when it comes down to that boy out there in the sky. No joke. Also, red realities could mean red roomish type stuff. You know what I mean? When you get into all of that crimson stuff, that scarlet stuff, right? That scarlet liquid. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want to draw any conclusion as to where this is going, but anyways, I hope everybody's doing good out there. You know what I mean? For real. Let's get to the numerology academates. Welcome, come on in. Y'all already know who we got. Shadow Law. Come on in. I already know y'all gonna be whatever. Come on, bring your ass. Come on. Let's go ahead and get you feel me? I mean, we know they coming, y'all. So this is just go on. Come on, bring your ass. Come on, let's get it over with. You know what I'm talking about? Cause we still gonna stay on your ace. You know what I'm talking about? We gonna get on your ace. So we ain't tripping. But we do have numerology, and we got 3 numbers here. To be honest with you, I was just gonna stick to the adding up and just doing the 4. But seeing that they're separated, basically showing you a separation here, we do have 3 cards pulled for the 3 numbers that we have, which is the 3, the 1, add them together, and we have the 4. Okay, so let's start with the 3 since that one's first, and that's anybody born on the third life path. You just think that number 3 is significant to you. Nikola Tesla said those that understand the 3, 6, and the 9 will hold the keys to the universe. So here's your 3 in the beginning of the 6 and the 9 key, right? So we normally do negatives for those that are new. Let me just give you a little bit explanation about actually what we do now, or what we started to do now is the numerology, and sometimes we get a little etymology. We actually go into get definitions of certain words to really get understanding of what these words are, and not just what people are trying to tell us, right? So we're actually trying to be educated over here at the academy, doing our own research and due diligence to draw our own conclusions based off the information that we were given. Okay, we do not ask that anybody believe nothing over here. Just do your own due diligence. You have your belief, and your reasons for believing what you believe is on you. But I promise you, if you have not done true due diligence, your own research, and you're going off face value of what somebody else told you, you are doing yourself the worst disservice that you could ever do self. Okay? So, regardless if you know or you think you know. If you think you know, you need to go and know. Don't just think you know. Go and know. Because it may get critical for you. But anyways, here we go. Number 3, on the positive end, we have creative, artistic, confident, articulate, and musical. Alright? On the negative end, vain, shallow, boastful, jealous, extravagant, show off, and self-indulgent. The occupations here for that number 3 could be an artist, actor, poet, a writer, a dancer, entertainer, circus performer. If you're into tarot reading, it's the Empress card and the rulership of communications. Okay, so that's your number 3. Number 1 is leadership, positive on the positive end. Sorry, leadership. Your dignity, unique, pioneering, commanding, forceful, bold, strong, and dynamic. Okay, on the negative side, you have selfish, arrogant, controlling, lazy, indecisive, stubborn, bully, lonely, cold, insulting, and demanding, manipulating, aka one God. Alright, so that's just what the one. It's like one God, you know what I'm saying? Oneness. Alright. For tarot, you have the Magician's card. For occupation, you have leader, an administrator, a director, doctor, executive, president, or a scientist. Okay, so that's your number 1, and then we're gonna add them buddies together, see what we get, which is number 4. Ain't that a bit? Okay. So then we got on the positive end, hardworking, diligent, punctual, down to earth, exacting, methodical, okay, disciplined, practical, determined, organized, economical, loyal, steady, enduring, loves detailed work. Love for detailed work. Okay. On the negative end, you're dull, crude, moody, violent, destructive, harsh, overly stern, unbending, hateful, insensitive, melancholy, cruel, and brutal. Let's see if we got a backside. The tarot card there is the Emperor. So we got the Empress and the Emperor. And occupation is engineer, farmer, a mason, occultist, architect, and sculptor. Now, for those that are new and don't know why we do numerology, we try to take these trigger words here and do our cross-referencing and comparison and see exactly what this entity or whatever it is kicking off. Sometimes we get a whole entire cue card of every damn thing that was on it, and it's like, wow. And then sometimes we get a couple hits, and sometimes we don't get any hits at all. All right, so that's why we ask that people do their own due diligence, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to any of this stuff. But numerology is definitely on the one. We've come across a lot more hits than none. Okay, so that's the numerology for the day, class. I appreciate your patience with and let me get these out of the way. Well, then again, no. Let me leave them right there, right? Let me leave them right there, cause we're gonna have to look down every now and then to pick them off, right? Let me just move that up there then, so I can get around here. All right, academics. I hope you have what you need, because I do. And without further ado, let's get to what it is that we do. Bustin'.
SCP-3001. Red Reality.
Red Reality. Oh,
what does it mean to be truly alone? You can be alone in a room, in a building, on an island, or on the moon. Or you can be alone in your own mind.
All the time.
But we all live in a world filled with people. SCP-3001, on the other hand, shows us an example of an individual that is truly and utterly alone, which is a unique case of science fiction, and yet it also manages to be surprisingly grounded in reality. SCP-3000...
Hey, we got a hit already. We're on number 1, though. It's the one. We got negative, we got the lonely. Okay? So, for the new guy, or the new gal, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and there you go. See how we do it? That's how it works.
3001 is not a happy story, but it's also an incomplete one,
melancholy,
which leaves us with a sense of hope.
That's the 4.
The bulk of 3001 takes the form of transcribed logs, so I would suggest reading through it all yourself.
True.
But I'll try to strike a balance between summarizing and reading them.
Okay.
To put it simply, SCP-3001 is a non-dimension, accessible through the creation of a specific type of flawed wormhole. Basically, it is a space between dimensions that really shouldn't exist, but was discovered by the SCP Foundation accidentally. It is believed to extend infinitely in all directions, but possesses no matter of any kind.
It's white. That room is white.
The non-dimension also has an extremely low Hume level, which is a degree of measurement used by the Foundation to measure the strength or amount of reality in a given area. In other words, our baseline reality has a given level of Hume that we're accustomed to, but certain factors, such as other dimensions or reality benders, can change that level of Hume as things become more or less real, so to speak. What a very...
Hold that thought. There's a name for this place that they found. Not to say too much, but I've seen the place. If it's anything, if we went to the same place. Now, the place that I went, it was all white and it was infinite. Like there was nothing, absolutely nothing, and it looked like it went forever. And it's all white. It put me in the mind of The Matrix, right before the guns come out, in the first one, when Morpheus brought him into the room, into the program, to make the guns come out. When everything went by him, you know what I mean? It looked like that. It's just vast, but completely white. See what I'm saying? Like that's where I went. So I'm not sure if this is where they're talking about. And this is meditation, guys. So, you know what I'm saying? Before y'all be like, it's crazy. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yo, narrow-minded ass down in the back of the class, narrow. Go to the back of the class, narrow. Alright? Just do meditation and doing my shuttle work and chakra work and stuff like that. So I actually went to this place. I've only been there one time, though. You know what I mean? And it took years before I figured out where the place was, but I still haven't been back. And I can't even think right now what the name of it is. So y'all ask me in the comment section. I'll go grab my book and I'll look it up and and I'll let y'all know what I discovered that the room was called, if it was even a room.
Very low Hume level means for 3001 is that matter that would be located inside the non-dimension decays at an extremely slow rate, and organisms could still function despite taking damage that would normally kill them.
It was nothing
up to a certain point. The downside of this, however, is that Hume fields tend to even out, and so prolonged exposure to 3001 will cause an organism's Hume level to drop until they begin to disintegrate. 3001 was discovered in 2000, while Dr. Robert Scranton and his wife, Dr. Anna Lang, were working on a device that would stabilize reality by manipulating Hume levels. Unexpected seismic activity at the site damaged several experimental reality stabilizers, creating one of those specific wormholes, which proceeded to pull Robert into the non-dimension before closing. We are then presented with a large number of logs, transcribed from audio recordings made by Robert. For the first 8 days of Robert being inside 3001, he attempts to navigate the non-dimension to find a way out while going through periods of panic, confusion, and anger. He eventually makes his way over to a control panel that had gone through the wormhole with him, although he doesn't realize at first that it is actively recording. He makes several recordings, presumably for his own benefit, as he states his name and date of birth, mentions his favorite color is blue, and his favorite song is Living on a Prayer, and that he loves his wife, Anna.
Well, I hope that prayer don't help you.
He notices a flashing light on the control panel, and realizes that the machine is working and recording. He panics and states his name again, asking if anyone can hear him, saying he doesn't know where he is. He's not sure at all how the machine is working, but he's pretty sure that no one can hear him. He also notes how hungry and thirsty he is, saying that he should have died of dehydration by now, an effect of the low Hume level, although it will take Robert some time to realize this. After fiddling with the machine some more, he locates the controls, causing the machine to speak, telling him he's been here for 2 weeks, 3 days, 7 hours, and 58 minutes. Another week goes by, with Robert realizing now that it doesn't seem like he'll die here due to hunger or thirst, and he wonders if by some miracle he'll find his way out of here. 5 weeks go by with Robert barely recording anything, but he comes back and says that he's been trying to learn about this place he's in, referring to it as his prison and his kingdom. He manages to maintain his professionalism, recording a log saying that he's going to document this place as an SCP to maybe help someone else in the future that gets stuck in here. A few days later, he records a log as if it were a standard SCP document about the non-dimension, but we can see the cracks in his mental state beginning to show. The only light source in the entire non-dimension is a small red light on the control panel, so he's been using that as a marker for his explorations. He also notes that he's felt an itch or a tingle across his head recently, but only if he concentrates on it. He next realizes that although he's thought he's been walking on flat ground this whole time, there really shouldn't be anything to walk on in this place. And now he notes that it's felt more like he's been swimming through something that's been applying pressure, like a thick black gel. He now realizes that by concentrating, he can actually move vertically as well as horizontally, again using the red light as his reference point, or as he calls it, Little Red. He understands a bit more about the location he's in now, knowing that it was caused by a problem with the reality stabilizer. He does some math, and apparently figures out how low the Hume level of this non-dimension is, but is not sure of the effects of that, as he's mostly worked with above-average Hume levels. At this point, he really begins talking to the red light directly, as if it were a person. He seems to be speaking to it, and imagines responses coming back from it, but this is pretty understandable, given the situation. Robert's scientific mind allows him to keep focus, however, as he continues to perform calculations to help him understand 3001. He learns that the reality stabilizer that sent him and the control panel here cranked up their Hume levels to a few times normal level, meaning that it will take longer for them to equalize with 3001 and disintegrate. By his calculations, he has about 3 years or so before he's gone, and he believes he'll have something figured out by then. The tingling feeling he's had is his Hume level starting to diffuse. Robert's next log reads, "Hey, Red. I'm gonna have to go for a bit. I want to test something, and you can't come with me. I'm sorry. No, Red, I'm really, really sorry. I want you to come, I do. But if we're together, the diffusion will increase faster. We both need as much time as possible. I need to figure this place out more, and you need to make sure you keep all that info in your head.
I know it's just tingling.
Red, come on. You'll be fine, Red. I know you will. You're tough. A lot tougher than me. It'll only be for a bit, Red, but I need to see if I can find a way to keep us alive a bit longer. Maybe even get us out of here. If I can contain enough field, I can maybe even get us out. No, I'm not sure, but I need to find out. Red, we're talking about possibly escaping, okay? Yeah, it's a gap. A gap should have an end, like the walls of a canyon, understand? I need to find a wall, and then I can... I'm sorry, Red. I hope we're still friends when I come back. I'm going now. I'll see you soon." The control panel didn't record anything for nearly 4 full months, when suddenly Robert returned, far less hopeful than when he left. He says that this place is hell, and it goes on forever. He traveled in a single direction for 2 months before turning around. He then wonders if he let himself fall down long enough, would he eventually hit a bottom. More than 4 months go by before Robert returns again, saying there is no bottom either.
Damn.
This is the point where Robert's mental state really begins to deteriorate, as he asks Red if he's ever been married, or had kids, begging Red to talk to him. He suddenly realizes that his picture of Anna is fading.
That boy acting like Will was in the I Am Legend. Please say something to me. And that boy said, please say hello to me. You know what I mean? Like, hey. He started going through the spit. Like, man. I'm sitting here talking to a red ball. Please say something to me, bro. In all reality, if he just sit there and meditate, the light probably talking to him for real. If he would sit there and just meditate. But see, he too tangible. You know what I mean? You won't be able to, you know what I mean? Nah, bro. Sometimes you can't use the body senses. You have to use that spirit sense, man. That's why I said, you know what I'm saying? He walking past a certain point and his forehead is tingling and itching. That's his pineal gland like activating. But when you dead to the science, you just think you got an itch on your head. I would say idiot, but you know, it is what it is, man. I'm just like, man. For what it's worth, y'all, I'm sorry. For what it's worth, I'm sorry that, you know what I mean, just like, people just shun certain things. And when it starts to happen, you have no clue. Dang, you see what I mean? What, by you do yourself the disservice of not doing your own research? It doesn't matter. Like I could say, like I said, me about getting into meditations and stuff. Now, I didn't know that was going to come up in this video right here, right? But it's ironic that I say that. That's why I don't do coincidence. It's like ironic that I say something right before he speaks on an actual function that happens to most people, and they still don't even realize that that was your pineal gland activating. There's something in the area. It's almost like your spider sense was tingling. That's why, like, haven't seen me sitting here? And it's like, man, my eyes just tingling right now. You know what I'm saying? And we end up finding something profound in the video. It's like, it's working just like that. And it's like, and with the more we're going, like, dude, we're all over all 3 of these cards, from the negatives to the positives of what's taking place here with this dimension. So I hope y'all was keeping up with what I called out. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all do keep up, class academics. I hope y'all keeping up out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I actually say these jumps, I hope y'all actually done wrote some of this stuff down. You know what I'm saying? And actually tried to look and apply it to your own life. I mean, not necessarily apply it, but I mean, because this is what I propose. It's, and this is something that I heard from another guy. You know what I'm saying? Like my OG. You know what I mean? He said, like, get the information and don't pick sides. Like, don't choose sides. Just get the information. It's like not being biased toward the info. You can be biased toward the people all you want to, but you need to get all the information compiled, right? So that's what we're trying to do, is just compile all this information and chew the bones. I mean, chew the meat and spit the bone type of deal. You feel me? That's what we're doing. So even if you don't get into numerology, like decide to go and buy your own books and get into numerology, get into etymology, even if you don't decide to get into these things emphatically and just go all gung-ho for it like I did, at least know something about it so you're not completely lost. Because if you haven't realized this, there's this need for a higher level of conversations that needs to be taking place. You know what I mean? Higher level thinking that needs to be taking place. Critical thinking that needs to be taking place. And the best way that we do this is that we get back to one of them old things we used to do, and that's, let's talk. But let's talk on a higher level. Let's not talk about the da-da-da-da-da. Let's talk about numerology and how all this stuff, my life is entangled in this number. And this number has spit out all these trigger words. And as I read more into certain numbers that resonate in my life, have I seen so many of these words happen. Let's talk about that. Because that's a great beginning of getting to know self. Where you don't have to do too much outside research. You know you, right? Start with the numbers. So these numbers take us far up in this class. So if you knew, I hope that, you know what I'm saying, I hope that helped you a little bit about why we actually, bam, because I promise you, if you was writing some of this stuff down, you'd be looking like, well, good gracious. And everybody's going to have their own perspective, put in their own words by viewing this. You feel me? So we're liable to go through all these words. But it's still going to be one of the main perspectives that's being viewed. And I'm not saying that that's my perspective. I'm just here to give mine. And, you know what I'm saying, y'all can voice y'all's at the same time, and let's talk about it. Because me, here at the same time, what I'm here to do is figure it out. Ultimately. I'm not just here to view and react. Like, I'm reacting like a mother sucker, but you know what I'm talking about? I'm still here to figure it out. I'm not, this ain't no play. Like, because, I mean, the kitsune, the nine-tailed fox, come on now. Don't let that go over your head. They put that in your face years ago. Everybody know about the nine-tailed fox demon. See what I'm saying? I was telling myself the other day, I was like, man, you know what? I don't even know if I want to even call it a demon, bro. I don't know that entity to call it a demon. You feel me? Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? If we go off what they say, like Naruto and all that, then yeah, it's a demon all day on some other. But wasn't the nine-tailed fox in Naruto? So that means Naruto was a demon? And they made us like him, right? What we got going on, you see what I'm saying? So, I don't know, bro. These things you have to question, and then you have to do your own research, and that's what we get into. We like to get up in there. So you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I know the kitsune or Karama. You know what I'm saying? Karama, which I think that would end up being the name of the demon. See what I'm saying? So and then these like two different places, but they intertwine with each other just like that, and they use them right in your face just like that. So, you know, we just use these constructs to bring out some reality out there, where could be a definite reality. They're definitely in a different dimension dealing with something. I'm trying to get my eye to pick up on this one, see what this is.
Due to the Hume levels, and he panics, begging Anna not to go.
This is not where I was.
And asking Red to go get help. Robert loses coherency at this point, as months go by with him only sobbing, screaming, and mumbling. It has now been roughly 2 years and 9 months since Robert entered SCP-3001. Robert finally manages to return and make another recording, although his voice is now distorted due to both his own and the control panel's Hume levels dropping. He says that he can't feel his legs anymore, and he's not even sure if he's real anymore, but he knows he doesn't want to die yet. He says he went in a straight diagonal line for 6 months, and fell down for 8 months, but still found no end. He tells Red that he and Anna were planning to name their kid Lucy. His hand begins to break apart, resembling a spider web, but he still retains his knowledge of science, continuing to do calculations on 3001. Unfortunately, his body is beginning to seriously disintegrate, as he claims his hands are moving through each other, and he pulls his thumb off. He says he can go through himself, feeling both warm and cold, and also loses a kidney, but pleads to let him keep just his heart. 5 years have passed now, with Robert and the control panel still somehow held together, but finally the red light begins to fade. 9 months go by, and Red seems to make a return. Robert attempted to kill himself over 220 times, but none of them worked. He can't see his body due to the darkness, but speculates that he at least has 1 foot left, a few leg muscles, maybe a lung, and a heart. He claims that this non-dimension is now getting smaller, as there now seems to be a visible border that is getting brighter. The light from this border allows Robert to see himself, and he says there's so much gone, although the control panel seems to be far more solid than him. Robert claims that touching the panel hurts like hell, but he's surprisingly lucid now. He comes to a realization about the collapsing border, which is acting more like waves, and also begins to understand what we already know about 3001 being a non-dimension between two realities, saying that it's a dead end. Robert says that these waves are from a parallel reality, and they're pushing on him and Red, gradually creating a new wormhole. The only problem is, he's not sure what will happen when that wormhole is created. Robert's body continues to break down as blood leaks from him, and he finds himself constantly vomiting, despite not having eaten anything for years, nor having a stomach to hold anything. He says that he's not ready to go back yet, as he's pretty much a floating pile of organs kept functional by 3001. He has to stay away from the waves to prevent him from going through a wormhole and dying, but unfortunately the control panel will eventually go through. Robert says that he has 5 more years in 3001, during which he will slowly restabilize, giving him 5 years to figure out how to get out, but he'll have to stay in here without his metal companion. A humming pulse begins growing louder in the background, and Robert breaks down in hysterics again, becoming almost incomprehensible as he begs both Red and Anna for support, wanting to hold her hand, and telling her he lost his ring. 5 years, 11 months, and 21 days after an incident sent Dr. Robert Scranton into a non-dimension, the stabilizer control panel, thought lost, suddenly reappeared in the testing facility. Dr. Anna Lang, overseeing the testing, went to investigate the panel, horrified at finding it covered in blood, bile, viscera, and hair, identifying the hair color as belonging to Robert. A hand fell off of the panel, along with a wedding ring, and Anna accessed the first audio log, hearing her husband's voice for the first time in nearly 6 years. She proceeds to faint from shock. This is where the story of SCP-3001 leaves off, ultimately unfinished and leaving Robert's final fate to your imagination. According to the author, although much of Robert went back to our reality along with the control panel, there is still some of him in 3001.
Man.
And it's quite possible he's still functional.
Bruh, don't leave us to conceptualize what happened to that dude. You don't play with nobody, mind. See what I'm talking about? No, man, don't do all that, bruh. We ain't finna play that game, bruh. Like that's how they do it, y'all. Don't do that. That's bullshit. I mean, we already know what's finna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's over, goddamn. We're just gonna call it what it is. It's over. It's over, bruh. Robert didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? So no, I'm not finna. No, bruh. I don't like that. That's crazy. We're just gonna leave it up to y'all what happened to it. It seemed like everything came back, and that boy came back a pile of blue. Blue over.
Will he find a way to eventually return to reality
We don't know,
and reunite
folks.
with his wife?
You let us know.
Or will he slowly go completely insane and disintegrate entirely?
Return to us tomorrow, and same back time, same back channel. I mean, come on, bruh. Is that what you finna do to us? Nah, bruh.
Those aren't the only options, as some tales have shown. But I think it's good a story like this is left so open to the reader. The concept of being isolated from all human contact is certainly not a new one in fiction, but it's rarely taken to this degree. Not only was Robert left stranded with only a machine to talk to, he was left in near total darkness and had no way of ending his life. Chances are we've all felt emotions of loneliness and isolation at one point or another, but at least we're not stuck in the red reality.
Nigga, he's stuck in limbo. Fuck you mean? Uh-oh. What we got? Oh, okay, yeah. We basically know what all that say right there, y'all, so I ain't gotta read that, y'all. Him ain't gonna make it, y'all. Him didn't make it. The damn conception, don't even worry about it. You just know him didn't make it. Him went to limbo, and he is deteriorating, so his spirit energy and all that is finna just be recycled, because energy don't die. It just, you know what I'm saying, recycles, and Wula. That's what it is. And so they tapped into a dimension between dimensions, which is pretty much limbo, in the middle of nowhere, in pitch darkness, triple blackness, couldn't see himself. That's triple blackness. That's almost being out in the universe, in the deepest depths of the universe. You know what I'm saying? Great mother energy. You feel me? Like, yeah. He went out there. Y'all tapped into that. And that's limbo. That energy's going to get broke down and recycled and pushed and used in some other dimension. That's why there's wormholes popping up everywhere up in it, within it. So the energy can get cycled and she can use it. So there you go. I hope that helps somebody. Because that's the start as to figure out exactly where they went. I'm calling limbo. Y'all can call it what you want. I'm going to say limbo. In the middle of nowhere. And the energy is being recycled. What they say, it dissipates. So, you know what I'm saying? Energy doesn't die, it dissipates. And it recycles. So, that's what I believe. You know what I mean? It's going on here. Could be wrong. Y'all tell me what y'all think below in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? If you're new, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, you decide to stick around and see what else we got brewing over here, you feel me? Because we got it busting over here, you feel me? We definitely get it on, you know what I'm talking about? Like, as far as these cars are concerned, y'all, hey, listen, like I said, we was on the positive and on the negative sides of this junk, right? I came front. We was on both sides. Melancholy, lonely, you feel me? On the positive side, let's see. It was Buddy was, and it was really on Robert, what Robert was doing, not actually the SCP itself. It was really what Robert was doing that was creating the more positive atrophy, right? You know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to be diligent, doing his work. You know what I'm saying? Exacting, trying to figure out. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to be down to earth with it, hard working. Like he was really digging on that 4, right? Steady, enduring. You feel me? Let's see where else. What else we got? He had confidence, so now we on the 3. We got confidence. I can't necessarily say creative, but maybe a little creative, trying to figure out ways to get out. I mean, let's see shit. The negative, like I said, the negatives was more like moody, melancholy. It was unbending, you know what I mean? Like it's not whatever's going on over there, it's not gonna stop. Dull, of course. Destructive. You can kind of say that in a sense because they're breaking down, right? And it's like I guess you could say it's a harsh way, but at the same time with the human body, it was doing it slowly. But at the same time, he said he touched the panel when it hurt to touch the panel. And he lost his ring, right? So, and then all of a sudden, this stuff went back. And it came back with all his... I don't know, y'all. He probably made it. But he didn't make it. Because he was not... No, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Because he didn't make it to the point where he would rejuvenate. And that's what he was trying to get to, a point to rejuvenate. And if he come back in the state that he was in, I'm sorry, I'm conceptualizing. I know, I'm sorry. Then he didn't make it because he would have came back the way he was, and that's no, not over here, not over here. You're not, all right. So I mean, he had dignity, man. He was pioneering, trying to, you know what I'm saying, discover some, you know what I mean. He was trying to be the foe. He was bold, definitely bold. He was in a unique place, definitely. Lonely, cold, yeah. Indecisive, yeah, very, very much so. Because of what the place was doing to him. Indecisive. So yeah, the place was negative and he was trying to be as positive as he could be, guys. Yeah. Damn. That's unfortunate for Robert. Like, I actually feel for Buddy right there. You know what I'm saying? That's a messed up situation to be in. But that goes to show you that when you're dealing with stuff that you don't know what you're dealing with, stuff like this can happen. Now, if you sign on for that and you know that that's the possibility of things like that happening, it's just like if you sign on to the military to be voluntary helping. Like, there's this paper, this form that you got to fill out, and it asks you if you're deployed overseas to be like volunteer help to evac and stuff like that. That there's a possibility of you being incinerated by an incendiary grenade. You have to like really give your consent to go to places where it's a potential war zone. You can't just like, you feel me? Like, you got to sign. Basically, you're signing a waiver, signing your life to know if you go over here to try to volunteer, if you get blew the fuck up, your family can't sue if you get blew up. Feel me? So, yeah, it's that the stakes are very high, and like I said, these people they do it in the name of science. To know, a lot of people D-class gets tossed under that bus for their knowing. And unfortunately, or I could say fortunately, we actually lose scientists too that toss these guys or gals to the wolves or to the SCPs. So it's like, serves you right, you know what I'm saying? But we don't know if Robert was a bad person like that. You feel me? So we ain't gonna just, you know what I'm saying, say Robert, you dude, you know what I'm saying? But alright, I'm looking at them all as negative because y'all hiding it from us. You don't want to tell us about it, then well, I speak for myself. I'm saying, we're hell with you. I root for D-class. Let them go. Y'all walk in the rooms. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm on. Y'all go in the room and find out, bro. Don't just put somebody else in it, and then you forcing them to. You can see people trying to fight and forcing their way out, and then they walk them down with the gun, put the gun in their head, and get in there. And it's like, man, and they shut the door. And you turn around, you look at the entity, and you're like, and then the speaker move forward. And you against the door like, man, I ain't with it. Move forward or we're going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, the pressure. So you proceed and you inching. And all of a sudden you got a larva sucking alien on your face. And they up there with a clipboard and a pen. And some big ass glasses. Next subject. Come on, bruh. So, I mean, Robert, if you one of them people, then you need to get your ass sucked in that thing. If not, sorry, Robert. That's unfortunate, man. Hey, it's unfortunate, my guy. You're too close. A bit too close, I guess. Hypothetically. There you go, YouTube. Shout out. Hypothetically. Y'all cool? Alright, cool. Okay, mates. Head on that swivel. Don't forget to keep yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically, and emotionally protected at all times. Do not let the world drive you crazy. Be on the lookout for dimensions. Wormholes are popping up all over the place. If y'all ain't know, if y'all did know, people. A lot of stuff's been going on the planet. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff been going on the planet. They're not speaking about it. Some of it's getting out. Some of it's far-fetched. There's a lot of propaganda. You know what I mean? You got to be able to use your discernment and your intuition to kind of like navigate your way through some of this stuff. Again, I don't implore that anybody believe anything that I say or anything that you view here on this channel or through these channels. I'm pretty sure I can speak for everybody, every other channel that we view, include myself, that we ask that you do your own due diligence and look into it yourself. Now, you know what I'm saying? I can pretty much honestly say that because it's important that you do it yourself. And that's why I pull out these cards, and I'm thankful to the Academy that actually requested that we continue to do it, to do more of it, because I mean we've actually found a hell of a lot, and so yeah, we're gonna keep it moving, and we're definitely gonna step on the business. You know what I'm saying? We stepping on the gas. We're gonna keep it coming. You know what I mean? And we're gonna into the photon. It's too much. It's just too much for all this electronics, and everything starts to shut off. So like I said, y'all just be aware of certain things that's taking place on the planet and off it. Everything ain't what it seems. Certain things are what it looks like. Everything isn't, though. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, y'all just be aware. That keep the discernment. You know what I'm saying? Definitely use your discernment and your intuition. You feel your eye tingling, slow down. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has the pineal gland, and most people's pineals are calcified. Yes. But there's a lot taking place to where a lot of folks have kind of awakened, and their head's been tingling right there in that middle, and that's your pineal gland, man. AKA your third eye. It's tingling. Something's going on, whether inside you or around you. Just you need to be aware, and the key is awareness, but especially self. You know what I'm saying? In the Matrix, what the Oracle say? Know thyself. If you don't know you, you gone. Simple as that. All right. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. You know what I mean? Peace and love. You feel me? Y'all continue to vibe high. Stay in the green. It's going down. Don't get so involved, but pay attention. You feel me? Some things ain't worth being in actually involved and putting your name on, because you could be putting your name on some blood. You feel me? Where that blood end up being on your hands, and you don't know it. You voted, and now some craziness done happened, and now it's on your hand too. You gave consent, right? Right? Y'all better think about that, because I promise you, it's real out here. When they talk about magic and all that type of stuff, yeah. That's why they need your permission. Like what they say with vampires. A vampire needs your permission to come in your house. So therefore, people need permission to do stuff to you. You have to give them permission. So when you give them a blind faith or on an illusion, and you put your real signature or real casting in on that, then you really get the results of that.